I've worked with Gary Landes for many, many years. He's a fantastic client and an excellent recruitment consultant. He's one of the very best actually in the city. Right at the peak of his powers, something happened to his health and he had to have a serious operation. It was a big concern, but we discussed it and I said, Gary, you're properly protected. Don't worry, when we did your mortgage, we made sure that you were safe should anything happen.
Gary Landes here, been with wilton&bain for 17 years. And I'm one of the managing partners in the organisation, so part of the executive leadership team. I first met Oliver Whitehead in 2013 when I bought my first property. I was introduced to him by the two founders of wilton&bain who said positive things, and I was really struck by the focus he had on who I was and our personal connection and relationship. One of the things that Oliver recommended was taking out financial cover just in case of critical illness or health issues. I had some issues when I was younger and was probably classified as slightly higher risk. January 2022, I was rushed to hospital with a leaking heart valve and a bacterial infection in my heart called endocarditis, which required 4 weeks in hospital on intravenous antibiotics and open heart surgery to fit a new metal heart valve, which was pretty scary and harrowing. I reached out to Ollie initially because I was asking him about my life insurance policy, but he was very, very quick to respond and firstly give me some avuncular reassurance that it was all going to be okay and not to panic, but also highlighted that I had this critical illness insurance in place. And he did the due diligence on my behalf and discovered that this particular situation was covered. During this period, which was obviously very stressful for myself and my wife, he was incredibly supportive, responsive, helped to broker with the insurance company, and the eventuality was I had a very, very substantial payout on that, which doesn't compensate for what we went through and doesn't help with some of the restrictions that I now have to live my life by, but definitely provided some comfort and cushion through that period, which was really important. During what was unquestionably the most turbulent period of my entire life, knowing that I had that support, both on a personal level and on a financial level, was extremely important. In many ways, it was a very positive thing coming back to work. It felt energizing to feel valuable again, and there was so much love and compassion and support. You know, we went through so much, but we were still there, and you know, I survived the operation, and yes, the recovery was challenging and painful and difficult, but there was still hope there, and there was still so much to cherish in life. I have very willingly recommended Oportfolio to others. That dates back over the past 10 years where, you know, we've brought Ollie into our office to present to the next generation of people looking to get onto the property ladder, and indeed I've also recommended friends and family to him before as well.
If you've got a debt on your home, well, we all know that you're juggling. If things go wrong, if you get a cancer or you get a serious illness or you were to die, what happens to your family? What happens to you? And our job, which we take very seriously, is to tell you everything that could happen, and we try and financially plan for the worst. Hopefully it won't happen, and we'll support you to the next property.